Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to show you guys all the products I bought because of YouTube, and there are quite a few of them, and the ones I'm showing you now, that's probably about half of the things I've gotten because of YouTube. I've been a big YouTube watcher since, let's see, I was in the beginning of beauty school, so there's a lot of them. Anyway, I hope you guys like it. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and start these in order of like the face and all that. You got it? To start, I'm gonna show you primers, and there's only one primer I got because of YouTube. Other ones I just kind of found on my own. I was never really a huge primer person to begin with. I just started getting into primers, I don't know, about like almost 2 years ago. So the first one I'm gonna show you guys is the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer, the smoothing primer. I got this one because I have extremely oily skin and so many people are recommending it. Even people with dry skin are recommending this. It's for all skin types and it's freaking awesome. I am actually really happy that I bought this primer. It's so good. It's like crazy good. It's probably my second favorite primer of all time. And yeah, I absolutely love it. Nothing bad to say about it. For foundations, I have two. And one is a stick foundation and then the other one is just a liquid foundation. The first one I'm going to talk about, because this is the first one I bought, is the, what is this, the Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Stick Foundation. It looks like this. It's a lot like the Makeup Forever Stick Foundation, only not as good, obviously. But I really did not care for this. It might have been my skin type or whatever, but I really didn't like it. Not as a foundation anyway. For a long time I was using it just as like if I needed to cover something up during the day or whatever, but I really don't care for this. It says shine free and it's actually extremely shiny on my skin. I know I have oily skin. I don't know if this maybe just isn't for oily skin or whatever, but I mean it was people with oily skin that were recommending it, so I was a little confused as to why they recommended this, because for me personally, it just didn't work out. I just was not a fan of this, so yeah, would not recommend these. No, I wouldn't. The next one I'm going to show you guys is my favorite foundation of all time. Manny MUA was raving about this foundation, and I'm so happy he did because it is so freaking good. It is the Infallible Pro Matte foundation right here. This is my perfect foundation. It just glides on my skin beautifully. The finish is amazing. It's very matte, so if you have dry skin, you might not like it because it will latch onto your dry patches. I absolutely love this stuff, and it really does last all day. Yeah, nothing bad to say about it. It is perfection. Next, we're going to be talking about concealers. And one concealer I bought because of YouTube, this was everyone's go-to concealer. This concealer was such a big deal. When I first started watching makeup videos, every single makeup guru I watched talked about this concealer. Like, it was just crazy. And I'm actually really happy I did buy it. I really liked it for a long time. It is the MAC Pro Longwear. I'm sure you guys knew this was coming. It's the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a really good concealer. The only thing I don't like about it that I will say, it does crease a little bit throughout the day, even if you do set it. I don't know if it's just my skin or whatever. That was the one thing I don't like about it. However, it is full coverage and it glides on like butter. It is awesome, and I really love it. This is actually the very first concealer I ever used. If you guys watched my How I Did My Makeup in High School tag, I didn't start using concealer until beauty school. It took me forever to get on that bandwagon, and this was the first one I ever bought, and I'm so happy I did because I absolutely loved it. It is so good. Because of YouTube, MAC Pro Longwear. The next concealer I'm going to talk about is the Naked Skin Weightless Concealer, and this is my favorite concealer of all time. I am absolutely in love with this concealer. I haven't tried the Shape Tape concealer yet from Tarte. I'm dying to try it out because that's probably gonna be in my next things I bought because of YouTube, because let's face it, everyone is talking about that one. But like that one, everybody was raving about this concealer. Still is, honestly. It's full coverage, it doesn't crease on you throughout the day. It's a gorgeous, beautiful concealer. I love it. The last concealer I'm going to talk about is a drugstore concealer, and again, everyone was raving about this concealer for the longest time, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know which one I'm talking about. It is the Maybelline Master Conceal, and it really is a good concealer. I'm not gonna lie, for drugstore concealer, it's pretty bomb. It's full coverage. The only thing I don't like about it is that it does crease, but I mean, if you set it the right way, it really doesn't crease that much. It takes like a long time for it to finally crease throughout the day, which for a drugstore is pretty awesome. And this one, I actually have a lot of really good things to say about it. I really like it. I am in the shade Fair in this one. This is my all-time favorite drugstore concealer for sure, hands down. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and talk about contour palettes. The first one, everyone and their mother was talking about this on YouTube. Everybody was obsessed with this. This is the Anastasia contour kit. This is what it looks like. My banana powder and Fawn bronzer. I have both of those in my own little palette that I made myself because those are my two favorite shades in here. They were absolutely amazing. I was so obsessed with them. This one I actually like to use the most as a shadow, this bronzer, but yeah, anyway, everybody was talking about this palette. Everyone was so obsessed with this. This was the first contour palette I ever bought, and I'm really happy I did because most of the shades in here are actually pretty awesome. The only one I was a little disappointed about was this highlighter shade right here, but we can look past that now because Anastasia has made some pretty amazing highlighters lately, or the last like year or so, so we can just look past that. But yeah, I absolutely love this and everyone was talking about it, and for good reason. This is really, really, really awesome. The last contour palette I'm going to talk about, again, saying that everybody raved about this palette is an understatement. Literally everybody on YouTube was using this palette. Everybody. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this because people still use it to this day, and for good reason. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and it's been so good to me. I absolutely love this. All of the shades in it are awesome. Clearly, I really love this banana powder. I have hit pan on it. I just found out that they make them individually and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy this one because this is my all-time favorite under eye highlight. Again, so many good things to say about this. This is my all-time favorite contour palette for sure, hands down. This shade right here, gorgeous. This shade, an amazing contour shade. All of these are amazing shades and I love this palette. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and get to bronzers, and I have one bronzer to talk about here, and it is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. Again, everybody was using this bronzer. Everybody. It is an amazing bronzer. Just look at that. This is the very first bronzer I ever bought and I love it. I still love it so much to this day. I don't use it as much as I used to, obviously, just because I have found there are more bronzers out there that I just love so much more. But again, still an amazing bronzer and I still love it so much to this day. Okay, let's talk about eyeshadows. So the first eyeshadow palette I ever bought because of YouTube, I loved for the longest time. It is awesome. And again, everybody was talking about this palette, everybody, because it is just that good. And it is the Naked palette right here from Urban Decay, and everyone was talking about it, and for really good reason. These shades here are so awesome. It's just such a really good versatile palette for sure. Anyone can use this, any skin tone can use this palette, and it's just so awesome. It's so good. I really loved it. Again, getting a little more experienced in eyeshadows and using different eyeshadows, I kind of realized that this really isn't the greatest palette in the world. I actually prefer my Morphe 350 palette to this, and this was a pretty pricey product for sure, but I still love it and I still use it. I'm still so happy that I bought it because this was my go-to palette for the longest time. I still use it. I still pick it up to this day, not as much as other palettes, but this one is still one of my favorite palettes though. Pigment in the shadows is great. Pretty much everything with the shadows is great. Blending ability, everything. Everyone was talking about this, so had to include it. The next eyeshadow palette I'm going to talk about, so many beauty gurus I watch have been using this palette for a while, and again, for good reason, because this is my favorite palette of all time. It is the Morphe 350, if I can get it open, hold on. And yeah, so many of these are like super used up, but can we just take a minute to appreciate this palette? I mean, come on. This palette is amazing. I found it because Jaclyn Hill was raving about it, and then Manny MUA was raving about it, and Nikki Tutorials was raving about it, and just so many different people were raving about it. Even Jeffree Star was raving about it. And these shadows are so good, and it was so cheap. I think I got it for like 20 bucks. And did you see how many shadows are in here? Hold on. For 20 doll hairs. Insane. And yeah, everyone was talking about this palette for a good reason. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette of all time. Again, so many good things to say about it. I am in love with it. Another product I want to talk about having to do with eyeshadows is an eyeshadow primer. And this one, again, everyone on YouTube is using it for the longest time. You guys know where I'm going with this. It is the Decay Primer Potion. And honestly, after using other primers, I just kind of realized down the line this really isn't the greatest eyeshadow primer I've ever used, honestly. I still love it. I still think it's a good one. It's just not my favorite personally. It's okay. It's okay. We'll say that now. I used to think it was the greatest thing in the world. I used to be obsessed with it. Now I really just like to use concealer, and I think it works just as well. This is actually pretty pricey too for not being the best one ever, but I still use it and I still like it, and I still use it on clients and they all seem to like it. So I mean, it's still a good product, still a good product. Not the greatest, but still good. Eyeliners I bought because of YouTube. I'm gonna show you guys right here. They are the ColourPop eyeliners, and so many good things to say about these, you guys. I've used high-end drugstore, all different kinds of eyeliners, and these are amazing. These are my favorite for sure for like the waterline. The pigment is amazing. It blends like butter. It's just, they're just so good. They're so good. And they're only $5. You can't beat that, you guys. You just can't beat that. So yeah, people are talking about it for a good reason. These are bomb. We're gonna get to lashes now. And lashes I bought because of YouTube are gonna be the Velour Lashes. I didn't know what kind to buy. Jaclyn Hill was raving about Velour Lashes for the longest time. And when I was trying to figure out what kind of lashes to get, I took her opinion, obviously. And I really do like these. I really do like the Velour Lashes. They're not my all-time favorite lashes, but I do like them. I just think they're a little bit pricey. I do think they feel pretty good on the eye, but they're just not my favorite, you know? I think they're okay. I just think they're way too pricey for what they are. And yeah, I mean, House of Lashes makes better lashes, and they're like less than half the price of these. So yeah, I mean, they're still really good. They're just not my favorite personally, but I still really do like them. For eyebrows, an eyebrow product that I bought because of YouTube is gonna be the Brow Wiz from Anastasia. Again, my all-time favorite makeup product for my brows. I love them. Anastasia for brows can do no wrong. I have the brow dip, I have their clear brow gel. They can just do no wrong with brows. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, this I did buy because of YouTube. I'm so happy I did, and it's awesome. I love it. Alright, highlighters I bought because of YouTube. The first highlighter I ever bought, and I still really like it, and I don't know why I stopped using it, because it really is good and it just doesn't get enough credit anymore. This is even the original I think this is the original packaging. It's not like their brand new one they have now, but it's pretty damn close. It is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. You guys, everybody was using this highlighter. Everybody. This is the first highlighter I ever bought. When I didn't even understand how to highlight, I didn't understand the point of highlighting, I just went out and bought it. I still love it to this day. Of course, back in the day I didn't realize how many much better highlighters there were, obviously, but this one's still a really good one, and it really just doesn't get enough credit these days, I've noticed. Like, nobody talks about it now. Nobody. And it was really good. It feels pretty good. It's just a little bit chunky now, I've noticed, every time I use it. I still love it, but it's just not the best, but it's still near and dear to my heart because it is my first. So the next highlighter I'm gonna be talking about, again, everybody was talking about this highlighter. Everyone was raving about it. Everyone was saying how great it was, how it was perfect for every skin tone, just all of that. And they were completely right. This is the Mary Lou-manizer by the Balm. This is what it looks like. Really is just such a stunning, beautiful color. I really love it personally. It's just such a beautiful, shiny, champagne gold color, and it's absolutely gorgeous on the skin. It really glides on like butter. It feels really good on the skin. It looks really good on the skin. It doesn't look chunky. You don't see a lot of little bits of glitter from it. I really love it. I love using this as a topper for a lot of the highlights I put on, just because it is that good. I'm actually wearing it on my cheeks today, on top of another highlight, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful. It's actually on top of Champagne Pop right now, but it's just so stunning, and I absolutely love it. All right, the next highlighter I am going to talk about is one of my all-time favorite highlighters ever. Just ever. If you guys saw my ride or die tag, I think you guys know where this is going. It's the Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop highlight from Becca Cosmetics, and it is so stunning. I love this highlight so much. I think it is so beautiful. I like it personally the most in the fall because of all the orangey shades I use, or warm fall colors that I use on my eyes. But I also really love this in the summer because when you are tan, this looks amazing on you. It is so stunning. It might look a little bit weird if you're like super pale. It might come off like a tiny bit orangey and you might see like a little streak, but if you really blend it in and if you have like a nice bronzer on top, it just looks so stunning. It glides on like butter. It feels really good on the skin. It's not chalky. It doesn't have a gross texture look to it. It's just so stunning and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite highlight colors of all time, and I highly recommend this because of YouTube and because of Jaclyn Hill. Thank you so much, Jaclyn Hill, for coming up with this. It is amazing. You killed it with this. I love it so much. All right, a few lip products I'm going to talk about. Let's start with these. They're the Lippie sticks from ColourPop. I love these. I think they're just so much fun and they're so cute and they're so easy to apply. These are my two favorite colors here. This one is Lumiere. I'll go ahead and swatch it for you guys right here. And it's such a gorgeous color. Kathleen Lights came up with it and it's just so beautiful. This is definitely my favorite lippy stick color that I own. Now this one is Aquarious. She also created this one as well. I believe she created this one. I'm pretty sure she did. There it is there. It's just such a really pretty pinky nude color. It's like a perfect everyday lippy stick right here. I really didn't like it when I first got it because when I first swatched it, it was just all glossy. It was way too glossy and I'm really not a fan of glossy lips. I like a nice matte lip personally. I don't own a lot of lip glosses. I own maybe like 2 or 3 to be honest. I'm just not a lip gloss person. So when I first swatched on the back of my hand, I'm like, oh, I'm really not gonna like this. But after I put on the Aquarius lip pencil first, and then I applied Aquarius on top, and it was stunning. I love it. This is my favorite like everyday lip color to wear. I think it's so beautiful and it works for so many different skin tones. I have a few liquid lips here to talk about. One of them is the Anastasia Pure Hollywood liquid lipstick. Everybody was raving about this color. Everyone was so obsessed with it and wouldn't stop talking about it. So of course I had to go out and get it. This was the very first liquid lip of theirs that I bought. And honestly, I really do like it. The first time I bought it, it was the first time I had ever really played around with liquid lips, and this was a great starter one. There it is there. It's just like a pure pinky nude color. I guess I just didn't think it was the greatest liquid lip formula. Later on I realized that, but at the time everybody was using that liquid lip. Everybody was talking about it. So it was like I had to go out and get it. I couldn't just not get it. I had to get it. I needed it. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Anastasia Veronica liquid lipstick. And you guys, this color, again, this color just, it's those mauve colors that just get me. It really is. It's always been those mauve colors. I love this liquid lip so much. Even the formula for this is pretty awesome, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I actually really love this one so much. Everyone was talking about that color. Everyone on Instagram was wearing that color. So of course I had to go out and get it, and I'm so happy I did because it is amazing. I have 2 more liquid lips I want to talk about. This one, so many people were using for quite a while, and I remember everybody talking about it, just everyone talking about these liquid lips in general. This one I feel like is the one that got the most buzz for sure, and it is the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Unicorn Blood. This color is beautiful, you guys. It's a beautiful brown toned red, and it's just so stunning on the lips. I absolutely love it. I'm one of those people, I really don't like having like actual reds on my lips. I don't like it. I feel like I look like a drag queen personally. I think it looks beautiful on so many other people, but me personally, I don't know what it is. I need like a certain kind of red. And this one's a pretty normal red, and it actually looks really awesome, and I love it so much for that. Everybody was talking about this for the longest time, for good reason. Again, this is my favorite liquid lip formula for sure. Just one swipe and it's on, and it's pigmented and it's beautiful, and I love it so much. And it dries down matte and it stays dry, which is another thing that I really love about it. And the best thing is you can eat, you can kiss, you can drink, you can do whatever, and it stays on. You maybe just have to reapply it like on the ends here, but I mean, what liquid lip don't you have to do that with? But still, it stays on for the longest time, and I love it. The last one I'm going to talk about is actually, you guys know this, it is my ride or die liquid lip. I love it so much. It is the Kat Von D Lollita liquid lip. There's the color right there. It's just so beautiful. I'm just so crazy in love with it. I need to go out and buy another one because I'm almost out and I'm so obsessed with this, especially for the fall. And I remember everyone talking about this color last October. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was raving about it. Everyone was saying how beautiful it was. I will say the formula is definitely a little bit streaky. I do have to apply it twice, but I look past that just because of how beautiful the color is. I am so in love with it, and I just think it's stunning. It's my favorite lip because of the color. Like, it's just everything. Now we are going to be moving on for the last thing. It is going to be makeup setting sprays that YouTube made me buy. The first one is going to be the first setting spray I ever bought. It is the MAC Fix Plus setting spray. And this one is actually one of their limited edition setting sprays. This is the, I think it's the rose scented one. And I actually really love this setting spray. I think it's amazing. It's so good at like making you look dewy but not oily, which is what I personally love about it. It really does make your makeup last throughout the day. If you're wearing like any kind of powders, it helps make your makeup look a lot less cakey and powdery, which is another thing I love about it, because oily girl, I got that problem. So I love it. I think it's amazing. Talked about for a good reason. You still hear people talking about this setting spray, actually. I feel like a lot of people still talk about this. The last item I'm going to be talking about is the All Nighter Urban Decay setting spray. Again, everyone was talking about this setting spray. This is my all-time favorite setting spray ever. For sure. My favorite, my ride or die, my everything. And I found it all because of YouTube. Jaclyn Hill was actually the one that recommended it. She usually uses the Chill makeup setting spray because if you're drier, you'd want a more like dewy look, and that one's awesome. Jaclyn Hill was also talking about the all-nighter setting spray, and she was saying that was a good one for all different skin types, and it's just good for making your makeup last all day long. So of course I had to go and buy it because, I mean, Jaclyn Hill recommended it. Why wouldn't it be awesome? And she was right, of course. It does what it says. It is long lasting. Long lasting. It makes your makeup stay on all day long, which is all I ask for, honestly. If it makes your makeup look flawless and last all day, that's all I need. And that's what this is right here in a bottle, and it's great. And yeah, those are a good majority, not even. This is half of the products I bought because of YouTube, but these are the main ones that I feel like were definitely the most talked about by a bunch of different people on YouTube. So yeah, that's why I went ahead and talked about those products there. Anyway, I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.